Welcome everyone to the G1 Game Days podcast, where one of our hosts is not sharing his food with his son. Oh, and
No,
there he is.
You can't have the whole thing. Take a bite. Jesus. Go sit down right now.
I'm your host, Johnny Chase. Here's down in the lower right there, the short bus Eric, who is trying to fight with his son for Twix.
Can't win. Nothing is sacred in my household. You need an adult.
And on my lower left, we have Mr. Teal Wolf.
Hello.
I think this is our first podcast where everyone has a webcam. I want to say,
Probably.
Maybe.
yeah.
So hold on before we get into the questions here. We'll show Johnny. Where's yours? Come on.
I don't have one. I'm not a space buddy. Sorry. Are those actual Space Buddy T-shirts or just
the actual
shirts?
Space Buddy shirts?
Oh.
No, these are the actual Space Buddy shirts.
Yeah.
I'm Canadian, but also I'm Batman.
Huh?
Oh yeah,
Day.
Happy Canada Day for all our Canadian G1s out there.
I do.
It's pretty. I mean, I'm not out watching fireworks right now. I mean, I don't think any city's doing fireworks right now. So that's a thing. But besides that, I decided today on my channel, I just wanted to expose everyone to everything Canadian. So it's like, hey, here's all these Canadian shows you probably don't know about. But some of you guys did. Which are good.
Read
Oh,
that you might.
Shut up, Google. Google just went off on my phone. These Canadian shows you probably don't know about. I should just turn Google off. So now there is a reason why I have these two guys on the podcast, which we will get to eventually. To the new segment. You probably already guessed what that new segment is, but I just like to, besides the thing we're going to talk about, gentlemen, how have your week's been? If you'd like to discuss stuff you've been doing besides that thing, which I have to pull some.
Not a ton. I honestly, a lot of my downtime, as it were, has been playing the Clubhouse Classics, like 51 games
Oh yeah,
game. It's one of those that I probably shouldn't as much as it is, but it's just really well done card and board games, and
Yeah, I've been.
I don't
yeah,
know,
I've
been
been
getting into
looking to dabble into that when the money allows.
there's no lobby system in that though. I was hearing that, so it's not going to be a very viable game day, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would be a tough game day, but it's still a lot of fun.
Cool. So I know for a fact that you have been going through the Halo campaigns with
Yep.
Short Bus Eric on his channel, and you guys actually wrapped that today with 5.
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Yep. We cranked out 5 today. So it turned into, I think the longest one was 3.
Yeah, I think
3 was the longest campaign, and that one took us what, 5.5, 6. That one took about 6 hours.
I feel like there might have been one that we had to do in 2 days, but I don't remember which one.
No, we did them all. No, I'm sorry. 2 was the longest one.
Because 2 fucking broke. That's why.
Yeah, two I had to do in 2 days because 2 was the one I had to do in 2 days because about halfway through it kept borking on multiplayer, so I had to do one section. I had to do one section by myself, and then I could get people back in. So.
Yeah, because I know I joined you guys for 3, right near the end.
Right.
I think you had just gotten to the arc. The flood just got there. And I'm like, oh, I remember this. The whole stop, and instead of it being Gears of War where Marcus puts his fingers to his ear to contact control, it's just All right, take your HUD out, zoom in, and go like, "I'm the Flood," brr. Or
Yeah,
Katana flashing in your face.
Yeah, that
Right.
whole segment of just this is gonna happen, but we can't make it a cutscene, so just walk down this hallway really slowly while we do camera effects.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, other than the Halo games, for campaign, like you guys been playing anything else?
Wolf, I'll let you go first. I gotta think on that one real quick.
Yeah, it's same though. It's mostly just been popping into Forza to do that stuff, Apex, getting stuff ready for Sunday because I'll be hosting Halo 5 and we wanted new things.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys definitely should be here for Sunday for Halo 5 because
we
all
found
found some
good stuff.
We found
good
some good
maps,
stuff.
good game modes. It's gonna be a really good time. So like, I mean, we've done like our staples have been Jenga, Pound Town, whatever that Dead by Daylight kind of ish game was. Yeah, but we got some new ones, and actually we found a classic that we had played before, but just for some reason, never went back to. So
Right.
So that's gonna be wicked. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. That's
And-
gonna be that one's gonna be silly.
Yeah, and I'm probably gonna need that because that's gonna be my first day back to work officially. Which, hope to God, all my stuff works when I get there. Because my boss wanted me to come in before the holiday to make sure everything worked, and mostly everything, like the two major programs I need, are not working. But they said that the reason being is that I'm technically not an employee, but I am. Like, I'm still technically furloughed until Sunday. So that stuff should automatically reactivate. If not, I'm just kind of sit there with my hand in my pants and be like, all right, well, I guess I'm just taking taking payments today or returning equipment. Can't really. Well, I can probably sell stuff, but I can't do a whole lot of anything else.
Right.
Which really sucks, but
It's always fun.
so I'm trying to go back and remember what I played. It's that part of the podcast. What date did we leave off on?
I mean, I got the short list of
was the 17th. So.
Yeah. It's,
I know you guys did Saints Row 2, which obviously we just finished playing multiplayer, but you and Jimbo did the single player.
Yeah, we did co-op of the campaign. Yeah. That was fun. The only gripe I have with the game is that you can't do story missions unless you have what's called respect. You have to do like the little mini games to earn the respect. So like you could get like a bunch of respect, get on a groove of doing the missions and the story mode and all that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, you can't continue on. Go do something else. So that kind of I found it funny though that Elisha Dushku actually voiced Shondi in this game. And then they got whoever to do for 3 and 4. And that's from 4. If you know 4, Shondi is known as Fun Shondi in that one. Because she's got dreads. She's high all the time. And then when she gets to Saints Row 3, she's all like, no, I'm super serious now. I'm off the drugs and I've got, I'm, there's Fun Shondi and not Fun Shondi. Boy, that's 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I was going to say ODST, but we did that like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Finished off Dawn of Sorrow. I was playing through that. Like I always love the Metroidvania games, and I was lucky that as part of this emulator, I found a patch where I could hack out because there's points in the game where you have to draw hieroglyphs to kill the bosses, and try doing that with a mouse on that emulator. Not fun. So there was a patch to patch that out, so it was all automatic. I got around to playing Uncharted Lost Legacy, so I've played every single Uncharted game now, minus the PS Vita game because I don't have a PS Vita. I have a PS Vita TV, but can't really play that when it's reliant on touch controls, which kind of sucks. I died in You're Dead, You're Dead.
Me too.
I didn't.
Yeah. I guess everything was Saints Row. I went through New Super Mario Wii last night, beat the whole thing. That last Bowser one, like it's funny how that Bowser level, it's traditional Bowser from like the original Mario Brothers, so you kind of have to run underneath him and hit the switch. But then he gets all like gigantic and he's just like constantly chasing you, and you gotta wait for him to blow up some stuff. It gets a little nerve wracking to do that all in one go. And last Friday I did 2K15 WWE because it was the 9th anniversary of CM Punk's pipe bomb. When it's like, hey, wrestling's kind of getting cool. Then they pumped the brakes on that, and it's like, oh, wrestling's not cool anymore. Okay. So we went through that showcase mode, like through his whole story. So that was a lot of fun. And of course, today I did the Canada Day stream, which developed into a bunch of other stuff because a lot of people in the chat were giving me random links for other stuff. It's like, hey, watch this link of 2 Newfoundlanders getting together. And I was like, yeah, I can understand. I was like, did you understand any of that? I'm like, kind of. I have an uncle who's from Newfoundland, so. And he's like, hey, who's that guy? Oh, I don't know.
Actually, like everything we've been talking about jogged my memory. Between that and looking at my webcam, I replayed Firewatch. That's the map from Firewatch over my head, and I put those 2 Lego dodges together on stream.
Yes.
All on that shelf behind my head. And I've made it to the title in my bid to make CM Punk a good fighter in EA UFC 3, but on easy mode, so it's not challenging at all.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I attempted when one of the UFC games went free for a weekend. I downloaded it and I tried to like legitimately win a fight with CM Punk. It's not possible.
Probably not without.
I want to say at one point his overall stats were super high, and like Punk actually called up EA and is like, "What are you doing? Like I haven't even fought a match yet, and I'm already high up there. Just like put my stats down lower."
I've noticed that like striking is worse, but like grappling is really high, and it's like I know he's been training with he was training with a grappling coach, but those numbers are too high still.
Also, we'll see if my channel still exists after the Canada Day clip, because there were some moments there where I was showing stuff and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, hey, let's watch the best of Shorzy from the official Crave channel. And then it's like, oh, they're doing the text thing. It's like, oh, who are the girls fighting over, buddy? And it cuts right to Shorzy, and he's doing his handstands. Now, granted, Crave on their official channel blur out the butt crack, but still, that might not be good enough for Twitch.
Right.
So I'm like... And then I'm also trying to show, like, Trailer Park Boy stuff. And then here comes shirtless Randy. I was like, for fuck's sakes, male nips. Like, I don't know if male nips are okay on Twitch or not. Probably not. But I'm like, I don't want to risk it.
Probably not.
Like, I'm trying to show the cold open to the first episode of Letterkenny. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. Jonesy and Riley take their shirts off. I was like, oh, you gotta cut it there. Nice butt. Let's go get some bubble tea. We've got Josh Action in the chat here. Tarps off, boys.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as the games I've been playing, pretty much been obviously the Halo 5 series. A little bit of Elite Dangerous. My standard rotation. It's been for the last couple of weeks. So, Titanfall 2, which, by the way, is going to be shooting stuff Saturday on my channel. Warzone, Forza Horizons 4, so that old chestnut.
Yeah. I gotta ask too, is like, are you gonna miss me? Because I'm going back to work and it's all morning, so I'm gonna be missing half your streams half the time.
Man, I miss everybody. You know that. Yeah. I miss everybody when you ain't in there. So
excellent. All right, so we've waited long enough. It's time to dive into the news, and it's time to dive in what we'll probably be talking about for quite a while.
For the better part of this stream.
Yeah. All right, folks. It's time for the news. Beep, boop, 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 bah. And now the main news. And then why I brought you guys in.
Hold on.
Oh, wait.
This is what I could have been. I could have been this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the top news story, and this is why I wanted to bring them in, because Wolf and Short Bus were primarily Mixer. Microsoft will shut down Mixer and transition users to Facebook gaming. So, this happened. This could have happened at the worst time.
Oh, dude.
So this happened last Monday, not this past Monday, but the Monday prior. No less during one of our friends that we follow, like a K, was on the front page and basically talking about about like the sexual abuse and sexual assault claims around not just the streaming community, but I mean in community in general. Like everyone's talking about this, but the most strangest thing is that right in the middle of all these streams, and I had to jump in to tell you guys what happened, is Mixer just tweeted this out without any warning, said, "Hey, we're selling it to Facebook. You have a month to pack your shit and get out."
Right. Yeah. It was not pretty.
Yeah. So Mixer will be shut down by July 22nd. Apparently, in this exchange too, the xCloud game streaming stuff is going to go to Facebook as well.
Which also kills my interest in xCloud. Whatever is going to actually be. Nope.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's
infuriating.
Yeah. So shortly after that announcement, I mean, like okay, like she was on the front page and she's trying to get all these issues out, and then it just became holy shit, what are we going to do now? And I'll tell you what happened is that for the better part of that day, web shows was the #1 trending subject, beating out Fortnite and Warzone and all these other games that have always topped the charts on Mixer. And every single preview stream was just a sea of purple that said, "Fuck Mixer, here's my Twitch."
Right. Yeah. It was. I mean, because I remember because I was in the middle of a stream when you came in and said, "Well, rip Mixer," and we're all like, "What?
What?"
You're right. It was yeah. Because Wolf was with me. We were like, "What?" Because we're in the middle of what? Halo. We were in the middle of Halo.
It was a Halo. I don't remember which one, but it was a Halo.
It might have been 2.
It might have been 2.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been 3 because I would have jumped in and joined. That's when I jumped in and joined it.
It had to have been 2, and like we'd finished it, like we muddled through it, but I was in such a mood that I didn't want to do anything else. But yeah, it's like then we were reading it, and so you guys, let me give you, and Wolf, I'm sure has a similar perspective, but the perspective from Mixer was everything was good. If you looked at, I know Wolf was building his channel. My channel at that point, I was like halfway to Mixer partner. And just that morning, I made a statement. I was like, yeah, you know what? By the end of the year, I want to be able to be, at the very least, be able to apply for partnership. Didn't think I'd actually get it, but I wanted to be able to apply for it, which meant I needed like another 950 follows. And yeah, I'm like, I was psyched. I was ready to go. Every morning I was ready to go because Mixer was just such an awesome community. And of course, we're dealing with the sexual harassment stuff going on in the industry as a whole. And and then all of a sudden it was less of a, hey, congratulations, guys, we're moving to, we're taking this opportunity to let you know. We've signed a partnership, with Facebook Gaming. Yeah, that's not what it read. I mean, that's how it read. How everyone in the Mixer community read it was, congratulations, you've been handed an eviction notice. You have 30 days to pack your shit up and leave.
Yeah.
I mean,
and hell, you guys saw me for like for the better part of last week, where I'm just like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Thankfully I got very lucky in that, and Lekka K actually stopped on my stream today to check up on me and see how I was transitioning over. And I have been very lucky that I've had the G1 crew as a foundation. A lot of my Mixer community has slowly transferred over. They've found me over on Twitch. So I've been, not to mention most of my setup from Twitch was already here. It was just inactive. The only thing I had to do was contact Twitch to say, hey, I'm coming back. I need to reactivate my affiliate status. Here are my numbers from Mixer. Because, and really I was fully prepared to stream a full month before they offered me my affiliate status back. But, they got back to me and said, okay, here you go. I'm like, cool. So, in that I've been been lucked out. But, I mean, just the way this whole thing went, it was very dirty. It was very dirty, son. Yes. Very dirty. So now, I mean, at one point yesterday, you couldn't log in to Mix. Like, I guess there's a couple holdouts trying to figure out where they're going over there. I mean, most of them came over to Twitch. I know a couple have gone over to Facebook Gaming, but I guess people have been, the last couple of holdouts, like people were trying to watch them on mobile app. The mobile app is shoddy, which was shoddy at best, is now a complete and utter dumpster fire. I mean, it's just, there's Mixer.
I'm gonna check it
There's
out right
Mixer
now.
for you right there. This is what Mixer has become.
Oh,
right here.
I deleted the app like that day or the day after. I never need this again.
No, right. No, the only reason why I still have it is because Hugs and Spooky would occasionally be like, hey, would go online and I'd check, make sure there, which we're helping them, which, by the way, guys, if you're not following them, you need to. But we're helping them get set up over here on Twitch because they started on Mixer.
Yeah.
Wolf, I believe, I've had the luxury of starting on Twitch, so we had a base knowledge of the system here. Now, I will freely admit a lot has changed in a year and a half. But, if you see anyone, if you happen to be perusing and you happen to see anyone from, with the tag Twixer, which, by the way, I'm never going to use. Ever.
It's cute, but...
It's cute,
yeah.
but no. But no, just everything that Microsoft has done and has still been doing pertaining to Mixer has just been a complete dumpster fire right now. And they're still trying to make it sound like it's a great thing. Hey, go to Facebook Gaming.
Yeah.
That's what blows my mind. They're still standing behind that. We made the deal.
I know a lot of people that I swear by it, and I was like, a lot of them are friends of mine too, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I just can't get into trying to watch a stream on Facebook because like you randomly pop up in my news feed. I don't know when you go live because it never alerts me, and like there's no anonymity on Facebook because
anonymity.
Hey, I got there eventually. It's not like other nights where I'm just like Amity spotted.
That word. Right.
Yeah. So because you have to have your real name on there.
Yep. The only person who has like it would still show up for you, for me, Short Bus Eric. If I'd gone over there, you'd still see Short Bus Eric. But if you're in the chat, you chat something, I know what your real name is.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to another partner streamer or someone I'm supporting and like, hey, you know my full name. Congratulations, you know my full name. We talk about where I live. Just about everyone who's watching this right now either knows where I live or has an idea of where I live. Guess what? With my full name and where I live, you could swap me.
True.
And there's only trusted people that know your real name and are even friends with you on Facebook.
Right. So, I mean, you could figure it all out, but even still, I mean, it's just that extra level of security that we'd be losing. We'd be losing as broadcasters. We'd be losing as viewers. Now I know a couple of the partners did take the Facebook deal. I feel that they are losing out because Twitch is pretty much, if you were partnered over on Mixer, and I'm actually very happy with Twitch on this. Depending on what your partner status was. So if you were very recently partnered, they weren't offering you a partnership, but they would make you an affiliate. So I have there were a lot of early people who had just been partnered either that week or within a couple weeks, of the announcement that that Twitch said, okay, you don't have the numbers for partnership that we see, but we'll make you an affiliate. So that way you still get bits, you still get the sub button, you still get that ad revenue. But there are a lot of the high end, the higher tier subs, like Psycho Plays and Lekka K and Seif, and just there are a whole bunch of Mixer partners that they came over, they said, listen, I'm a Mixer partner, here are my numbers, here's my analytics, and apply for partnership. And Twitch said, done. And I'm very happy that those Mixer partners are finding a home on a definitely, we will all agree, a more stable platform than Mixer. And and it's funny because I'm seeing there's actually a bit of animosity going on right now with all these, with people who've been on Twitch who've been grinding for that partnership. All of a sudden they're seeing all these people just coming in and getting partnered, and they're like, what the hell? I'm like, dude, they've done the grind, they just did it on a different platform.
It's no different than someone who's big on YouTube and he's like, oh, I want to decide to stream and I want to stream on Twitch. Twitch is going to give them a better opportunity at partnership because it's like, hey, we see that you have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Hey,
right,
we know you can bring in the numbers, so here, have partnership right away.
Right.
Like Joe Schmo, like you or me or anyone else there that nobody knows who the fuck I am. I got to work at that. We all have to work at that.
Yeah. No,
but if you already put in the work somewhere else and decide I want to do something here, yeah, they're going to roll out the carpet for you a little bit more than somebody else.
Right. But yeah, so I mean, but this whole thing has been a dumpster fire from the get-go. I think I can speak for me. I think if they had just said, "Hey, we're working on a potential deal with Facebook. We'll have more information as it becomes available." If there had been a little bit of a lead up to it, I think people would be a hell of a lot less pissed about it. And sadly, there wasn't. They were just like, yoink, and we're just going to pull the rug out and, we'll see what happens.
This couldn't have come at a worse time because the day before, a former Mixer employee aired out grievances on Twitter about how, and I believe this woman is still employed with Microsoft, how she was running Mixer and said, oh, this is, the partners of Mixer are kind of like my slaves, and I'm the slave driver. And the person who had issues with this obviously was of an African American and said, that's offensive, apologize, and refused.
No, there was no apology.
And he was like, you know what? I'm out. Left. Follow the complaint with Human Resources. And I think they lawyered up and came back and said, oh, we didn't do anything about it. And he's like, why not? He's like, well, she can't be racist. She hired African-American people.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
This
she hired you. She can't be racist.
Right?
Eventually that all got back to Phil Spencer, and apparently they had a dialogue, and we're like, okay, maybe we'll hear about this on Monday because this is the thing that happened over the weekend. And then that was like, you know what? We're in too much hot water. People are on us. Just fuck it, sell the Facebook.
Yeah, I have a feeling that. Yeah, now, I mean, that definitely. I really do feel it was kind of, fuck it. Yeah, it's like the deal was already made. Anyone who thinks that this deal just kind of happened overnight is an idiot. The deal was already made. I think with everything that had happened between this this piled on with the sexual harassment stuff. And the outing of partnered streamers. I think that at this point they just, like you said, just kind of said, all right, you know what? Just wash your hands of it and just call it now. And just one tweet and it's done. Side note, guys, I just posted up 3 shout outs in the chat there for Lekka K, Huggable Lux, and Natural Spook. Take a hot second, go ahead and throw some follows for them. They are very, very good peeps.
Yeah, and we want to help them as much as possible with their transition,
Yeah.
and also to
especially Lekka K, because Lekka K not only is a fantastic human being, but she's been really forward in either helping or disseminating information on how to transfer stuff from Mixer to Twitch or other, as well as doing the legwork on a lot of these. And I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but there are a couple little pop-up streaming services that she's also been looking into for people who may not want to come back to Twitch.
Yeah, and
So,
the friend of the channel, the Nerd Herd channel, Ryan, actually last week took upon himself to try out some of the different streaming services like Caffeine, actually Facebook Gaming, YouTube. You had tested out one called Torvor?
Trovo. And we did it was last Friday, I think it was when we did it. No, it wasn't Friday, it was Thursday. It was that Thursday. Because I wasn't going to do it on a fundraising Friday. We tested out Trovo, and it's the main financial backer is Tencent, who is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, mobile game developers in the world. So they have money behind it. The problem that we saw as we started digging more and more into it is that while they're trying to snatch up the Mixer streamers to populate their site, they're still really focusing on mobile gaming. The number one game that we were looking at, the top 3 games were Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG Mobile, and like Clash of Clans. It was something silly like that.
Let me check that out right now, actually.
Was it Raid Shadow Legends?
If you joke about that, it's probably on the list.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah.
But,
so
I think Tencent has a lot of like privacy issues too. Like
So, yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Games.
Can you drop that link in the chat because I don't remember it?
Well, NBA 2K20, probably because it just went PSN. So I mean, so a lot of the console games are starting to make their way up there, but it's still a lot of mobile. You have Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty Mobile. To be fair,
I actually dabbled in a little bit of Call of Duty Mobile. It's not terrible.
No, it's not horrible.
It's actually a very competent Call of Duty game for a mobile device. And there's actually an app that you can get to play it on PC. So anyone who's playing on mobile, you're going to get wrecked.
Yeah. But let's talk numbers real quick. Call of Duty Mobile has the most viewers currently at 624 viewers. Yeah. So, now also in the works, I guess it's called Project Prime. We don't know what it actually is. I have some theory. Hey,
my favorite theory for Prime are the people who are saying that Google is teaming with Spotify to make a streaming service. So,
Elliot,
you're telling me Google is going to team with one of their rivals to create a platform to go against their own platform?
Right. Well, Project Prime, I have a theory for Project Prime, but it goes into what it... We'll go into that when we get to one of our
other big stories.
So, just saying.
Yeah, but,
so, one of the big... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I also like the numbers for Mixer. Like, when I was reading, I think it might have been Polygon's article about it, or Wired, one of the two. It mentioned, like, Twitch, our increase, like hours watched increase from April of last year to April of this year was 100 and something %. Mixers was 0.2. Yeah. So all the money that they spent on guys like Ninja and Shroud meant that no one new came over and no one new was continuing to watch Mixer. Like that's a damning number.
Yeah, right.
that's basically zero.
Yeah. I think Microsoft kind of looked at it too. It's like, well, we we snatched two of the biggest streamers away from Twitch possible, and we don't have any new eyes. I thought though that the percentage of that would be bigger because, as I stated before, like when he made the jump, Ninja, I was while I was at work, I was fixing up a phone for someone, and he's like, "Oh man, I'll watch Ninja." He pulled up Mixer and was watching him. I was like, well, can I ask you something? It's like, did you follow Ninja over from Twitch? Like, did you have any idea what Mixer was? He's like, absolutely had no idea, but I wanted to watch him, so I followed him over to Mixer. I was like, okay,
right.
I said, I guess it's working,
right.
But I guess apparently not enough.
Here's the thing. So not only did they get the heavy hitters like Ninja and Shroud, they also picked up King Gothalion,
Ewok.
Right, Ewok. I don't know where Ewok went. I know Gothalion, because his contract wasn't nearly as big as Ninja and Shroud. Gothalion immediately actually took the deal for Facebook. He's actually on Facebook. I don't know where Ewok went. I would imagine she's coming back to Twitch because this is where she got her start. But yeah, I mean, so they ended up getting some fairly decent names. It sucks it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like in the long run, it sucks it didn't. I think the short game, it worked great. It was a fantastic short game, but the long game, it just didn't work.
Especially for Ninja and Shroud, because guess what, guys? They made all their money.
Yeah,
Ninja, 30 million. Shroud, 10. And here's the other damning thing. Facebook Gaming wanted Ninja and Shroud, offered double what they were making on Mixer. They both said no, and Mixer just sold off the rest of the company to Facebook and paid them out their contract. I don't know if they paid out. Well, no, they wouldn't paid out Kings because he signed with he went to
signed
Facebook.
With Facebook.
Ewok, no idea.
Yeah, Ewok, no idea.
I think Inside Gaming, when they reported, they asked, like, I think it was the statistic was 1 out of every 20 partners went to Facebook. The other 19 already were on Twitch. They just converted back to Twitch.
Yeah, they literally flipped the switch. It's a lot like what I did, where I just flipped the switch in, on all of my alerts and stuff, and said, "Okay, Twitch, go." Yeah, so a lot of that. Lay down, or go lay down with your mama.
So I'm trying to remember what else is going on with this story. I mean, people are still streaming on Mixer, but mostly it's just for self-promotion to say.
Yeah, most of them, if you go over there now, most of the, especially the partners up, they're running it's a 24/7 feed of now streaming on Twitch or now streaming here. So
I've been popping on occasionally to try to get enough influence for
Forza
Horizon 4 to I would like to hit that level 20 before it runs out. I don't think I will, but I'd like to.
Right.
Oh, I've had mine running. I jumped, I think, all the way up to, I'm at level 16 or 17 right now. So just find someone streaming it, leave it in the background, you'll rank it out.
I have been. I just haven't been getting that much stuff for it.
Well, it takes time for it to upload to the game. So it's not instantaneous. I think it's like a 24-hour period. Like basically, will cash out your influence, and then it'll show up in your feed. I've gotten at least the hat and the T-shirt, so Mixer will live on with my Forza Horizon 4 avatar.
Might have to start doing that.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm level 19. It's just so I'm not at level 19 forever in that game. But looking at the top 5, only one of them right now on Mixer has like a Twitch. Oh no, I'm sorry, 2 out of 5. But then recommended for you, all 4 of them are just Twitch.
Yeah.
Top game is currently Call of Duty. At one point, Forza Horizon 2 was the top game, and I was just confused as to why 5,000 people were watching the wrong Forza Horizon.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's the whole situation is a train wreck, and like I said, I'm trying to help people where especially the people who started on Mixer. I'm trying to help them transition over as best I can. If I don't know the answer, let's face it, the wealth of knowledge between 10 streaming hosts on the game days, we could probably figure out an answer. So it's definitely a mess. Now we'll kind of preemptively announce this. If you all have never seen the show Letterkenny, don't worry about trying to find an illegal copy of it or anything like that. We're going to burn my Mixer page down to the ground. We're going to see what happens. So July, was it 20th? I think we said that Monday.
Yeah, he said 20th and 21st.
Yeah, so the 20th and 21st, if it makes it past the 21st, I'm going to laugh my ass off. If it makes it past the 20th, I'm going to laugh my ass off. So we're going to have a watch party. We're going to have a watch party. I'm going to stream Letterkenny straight from Hulu on my Xbox to my Mixer page. So, come on, hit. So, I want it to be the highest viewed channel that week because we're doing nothing but laughing our asses off and watching Letterkenny. We're going to burn that page to the ground. TOS out the yin-yang. It'll be hilarious.
The only thing I will probably recommend that you do, untag your Xbox Live gamer tag from that if it's not, because just in case Microsoft comes in and be like, yeah, we're shutting down your Mixer channel, but that's also your gamer tag on Xbox. Yeah, you're now banned on Xbox.
I'll make a new page. Either way, we're still gonna mess with them.
A new Mixer page?
Yeah, I might have to just do a new Mixer page. Just call it a day. Just burn it to the ground.
One return of the buddy bus.
I hate you so much for saying that.
Wait, can't you change your name on Mixer?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, just do that. Just change your name on Mixer, unlink your Microsoft account from it, and burn to the ground with copyright.
Right.
Do we have any final thoughts before we move on?
Yeah, fuck Mixer. Anyway, sorry.
It was just so disheartening. Like, I'm not as dedicated to streaming. I'm trying to be better at it, but I have not been as dedicated to streaming as either one of you guys. It's just kind of been a hobby, but at the same time, I had a bigger audience on Mixer than I did on Twitch, and I didn't really deal with people being toxic assholes.
Right. Yeah. Again,
so it just felt like the rug was pulled out from under me, and I mean, it's going okay on Twitch so far. I still need some follows, and I still need some concurrent viewers, but
yeah, my take on it, I'm not as upset that it happened. So much more along the lines of how they went about it.
Oh, for sure. Like not even
that's really what upset me. And
there was an email ahead of time to say, "Hey, this is about to happen."
Right, get your affairs in order. Yeah, I mean, and again, for anyone who watched my show for that week, you saw, like, I was fine, kind of okay that day, but then each successive stream until we got to like Thursday. Or Thursday, I just had to stop streaming because I was just done.
Yeah.
Trying to wrap my head around it. And then, of course, we had a fantastic stream Friday. Yeah, that following Friday.
And your son's pretending to be a ghost? And you're just like, the hell? I will say this with Mixer. Someone who personally never used it for streaming themselves, just because I kind of, made my bed in Twitch and just decided to kind of just, stay there. I was rooting for Mixer because competition brings out the best in everyone. And when there's only one top dog in the industry, that top dog becomes complacent. I'll use this analogy to the Cows Come Home. But 2001 was the bleakest day in professional wrestling when the 2 out of the 3 big companies in the United States shut down and were bought by the one big company. And that was like, okay, now what do we do? It's like, okay. And you know what happened?
You're not wrong.
everything tanked. People started to leave. They're like, "Oh, wrestling wasn't as good as it used to be back in there." I'm like, well, the wrestling kind of is better, but you know, people need options. You know,
No,
you can't have Coke without Pepsi. You can't have.
No, there were a couple. Elliot,
Have good Madden
like,
games without 2K games to counter them.
But
Of course, good 2K game is not a thing anymore.
Yeah, so that was the thing too. Like in that time when NFL 2K5 came out, it was half the price of Madden and arguably better in its presentation and gameplay. EA was like, we're in trouble. What do we do? Should we make Madden better? No, let's just buy out the NFL PA license for God knows how many years.
Right.
You actually want to play as the LA Raiders? Well, you gotta buy Madden. 2K, I think in 2008 attempted another football game. I think it was All-Star Football, like no licensing. From what I heard, it was all right, but nobody bought it because I want to play as my team. I don't want to play as Fakey McFakerson team.
Right.
Yeah.
So going back to what you said, I've talked to a couple of like people that I follow here. They're like, and here's the amazing thing. So people who didn't necessarily follow me over from Twitch to Mixer, but knew I streamed there, reached out to me to make sure I was okay, that I figured out what I was doing, what I was going to be doing. But a couple of the more hard-edged, this is what I do for a living, streaming, were like, yeah, I was kind of, like you were kind of rooting for it because we need to have that competition. So, and
Facebook gaming is not even going to come close to touching
Facebook
Twitch.
gaming is not going to do it.
Yeah,
and a lot of it too is just like a lot of the stuff they were doing technically, like the technical bones are really fucking good.
Like the FTL
just happened. The low latency, like literally, I have my laptop in my lap and I'm in party with Eric, and I can hear him talking in my ear, and I can see him mouthing the same words at the same time because latency is that low.
It was crazy. Like I was telling,
that way on Twitch.
I was telling my coworkers, I said the latency is so good. Like I was like, I'm talking to him on my mic. I said, I swear it's like 100 millisecond delay. It's that low.
Yeah, the FPL is amazing.
Was amazing.
With
some Twitch partners though, they do have that because sometimes I will watch a Game Attack stream and I'll see them respond to something in chat, and it was just like almost instantaneous. So I think maybe like they're going so fast that chat is actually slower.
Right.
At least on my end anyway. No, that's one of the things I liked about Mixer is the FTL. Like the Sparks thing was kind of I never really understand it. And the thing too was that it was a hard sell for a different content creator to bring them over because Wooly of Wooly Versus and formerly Super Best Friends, he went to a Mixer once at PAX or E3 or something like that, and he was just like, sell me on Mixer, like as YouTuber Wooly, sell me Mixer.
Right.
And he didn't understand it. He was like, where does the money come from?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Sparks. The original utilization of Sparks for they didn't work for non-partners.
Right.
Out of the gate, it was explained they didn't work for non-partners. However, it used to be like when I first started. Yes. All right, go pee pee. It's just like a regular fucking stream. What can I tell you? Turn the light on. Put your sheet on. So, but the original use of potty training at the bus stop. Get your stool.
Okay. not be questioned if the adults have learned potty training yet.
Right. Next thing you know, I turn around, I got a red robe teabagging me. It just so the original usage of the spark, they still had the spark crystals. If you filled the spark crystals up, they got a cash bonus paid out. In increments of 25, 50, 100, and 500. So if a partner was able to rake in 25 million sparks from his or her viewers, he'd get a $500 cash bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some that were hitting it every single month. I guarantee if they still had that, Lucky K would have made it every single month within 3 days. Like, that's how quickly her spark crystal would, when she got partnered, that's how quickly it would fill up. The quick side, it was almost in 1 day I saw it. Like, she started streaming on the reset. It was at 0. I checked back in. She was still streaming the next morning. It was almost full. So there are those partners that were raking in, and they changed it from a flat base cash bonus to that it acted as a multiplier for embers, which was really was a kick in the balls for a lot of the partners, because you had a lot of these partners who were cashing in an extra $500 a month, or an extra $500 every pay cycle for the when they did the reset, and it was crazy. Oh, yay! Get on the couch. We'll take care of you in a minute. So yeah,
I see a little mini bus running through.
Yeah, thankfully you didn't see a whole lot. I got a little 3-foot TOS going on over here.
That's why we think XSplit VCam.
Indeed. Get on the couch. I gotta go fit. But yeah, so Sparks. I saw where they were thinking of going with it. It wasn't a good idea. They should have just stuck with embers and called it a day. Where's your diaper?
To
Okay.
fully illustrate the point, I took a look real quick. I'm sitting on 3.2 million sparks.
And there's no available partner to drop them on? Oh,
I really don't usually watch any of the popular streamers on any platform.
They were hard to find. I think Eric had to point me over to one partner that didn't have their crystal filled, and I dropped like 1.7 mil that I had built up.
I'll be right.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't know any partner streamers. I don't really watch a lot of partner streamers, so
Eric with the perfect blocking there. You did not see a 3-year-old's bum. You did not see that.
Yeah, it just, even with the like Twitch drama stuff, which I have a feeling is probably the next story, is going to be some Twitch drama. It's just not. It's just not the kind of stream I typically look for. So I don't really know any partner streamers going that I could help out like that.
I originally had those on the docket, but I chose not to put them on there.
Fair enough.
I mean, the hashtag Twitch blackout got mainstream and media attention, and a lot of people are doing it. And there's a minibus facing.
There he is, but he is decent.
Yes, he has his diaper on. He's like, "What's going on? What's going on, everyone?"
So I don't know if I'm spoiling anything, but while we wait, is the new Worms game on the docket that I sent you today?
It is not. No. I have very little on the docket because I figured that this was going to be the main thing we talked about. So,
just real quick, they've announced a new Worms game, which they teased earlier this year as like, hey, we're going to make a Worms game, and it is from what I can tell, because they don't, it's kind of gameplay but kind of not. The trailer they put out on Twitter. It looks like it's probably a third-person game, but it's an action, like, real-time shooter. It's going to have deathmatch modes and battle royale. Like, 32-person. I mean, it's good. It's a good thing that they're moving away from the one format that they've basically had the whole time. At the same time, it's weird. It's kind of like the here's the Sackboy platformer, but we're going to get rid of all the customization of here's worms and they're shooting guns, but not any of the core gameplay that you're used to.
So weird.
It's strange. There's a quick news blurb. We don't have a website for it. But
Yeah.
while we wait for Eric to get
I'm
settled.
back. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. I just didn't have a whole lot else to talk about Sparks and Partner Streamer, so I talked about the new Worms game they just announced.
Oh,
So-
Jesus.
So Wordman actually said in chat too about competition. We're still looking for a viable competitor to YouTube. There's some that attempted, but they didn't last. I think one was called ZippyTube. It was almost like, hey, this is what YouTube was in its infancy. I tried uploading a few stuff to it, and I'm pretty sure those are gone because that site doesn't exist anymore. The closest that you had was Blip. And then Maker bought them, and then Disney bought Maker, and was like, pack your shit and get out. We're not, like, there's too much copyright material on here for us to deal with. We just rather just nuke it from orbit, and go back to YouTube.
And Dailymotion is still there, but...
And then that's where
I feel
you
like
get,
Dailymotion is just kind of where you go to look up VidMe.
VidMe was the most recent one.
I feel like Dailymotion is just where you go to find copyrighted stuff that's been renamed.
Yeah. Oh.
This is what it's like
I
before
think
YouTube went corporate, because...
I think we can put a good pin on the Mixer discussion we've done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Silent Hero says Vimeo also exists. Here's the thing, though. Vimeo is fucking over people, because probably the most popular person who uses Vimeo is Matthew of Botchamania, because we're on YouTube. To keep the video on YouTube, he has to put it like in a lower third, kind of like the size of Eric, and everything else is just junk. I don't like watching Botchamania like that, so I wait for the Vimeo link. They're like, you're causing too much bandwidth to our site. You need to pay us now. And he's like, okay. And he's been putting up his full screen videos on, I think he's still trying to do Dailymotion. I think he's gone to xvideos.com. Xvideos.com is a porn site.
It is. It absolutely is.
So yeah, Vimeo is not a viable solution. I'm scared that OSW is going to get taken down by Vimeo, because they post their stuff on Vimeo first, and then they have to wait a month on YouTube because they have to counterclaim everything WWE puts on there. I think when they upload an episode, there's like 20 or 30 claims on there to block it from being viewed in countries, and they're just like, okay, just give WWE their money, but people just watch the video, please. But yeah, I honestly I do feel bad for you guys, and I feel bad for like a K and Hugs and Spook, but try to make Mixer a home and try to make it a viable alternative to Twitch. Will another streaming site rise, or will it fall by the wayside like Hitbox did? Only time will tell with this. Was it Brime?
Yeah, it's called Project Brime.
Which is probably not the final name, but
Hey,
that's
what's it now?
literally the only
Yeah.
thing we know is codename Brian.
Yeah, it's codename Brime. Do you want your
I
squishy
hope,
dog?
if nothing else, I hope that's not the final name, because Brime is a stupid name.
Right.
Yo, catch my Brime stream.
Well,
Brime sounds like
Here you go. Lift. There you go.
Brime sounds like the streaming platform that's on like
What does
Law and
it-
Order.
Okay.
You know,
We'll
we find out.
We'll wait for Eric to come back before we jump into the next story. It looks
Yeah,
like Minnie's gonna crash on the couch.
I can just see Ice-T talking about how the offender is streaming things he's doing on Brime. Like, it doesn't sound real.
Don't melt your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho,
They use Finder Spider to Google Brime to figure out where to find him.
right? Brian. So that's just it. Project Brian doesn't. They don't even have a website for it yet.
I noticed in their little Q&A that they said Brime is not the final name.
No,
It's just a
no.
code name at this point.
Yeah, well, they even changed their Twitter handle to Project Brime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right. So Mixer.
Good point from Silent. The YouTube titles from tonight's podcast should be with special guest minibus.
Right.
Yeah. So Mixer, you're a great alternative, but wait until the final week there where everyone just burns it to the ground with copyright.
Yeah,
I encourage you, if you're a Mixer streamer, burn it to the ground with just stream copyright material. I mean,
hey, guess what?
Smashcast does that.
Yeah, I've already unlinked my account, so
there you go. So we're gonna move on to more Twitch news, I guess. This one came shortly after the announcement of Twitch, and this makes me laugh. A user decided to sue Twitch for $25 million over suggestive streamers like Alinity, Pokimane, and more.
I want to go on record and say I don't know if Johnny saw it before I sent it to him, but I sent it to him. It's like, we must talk about this. I read that. Not gonna lie, laughed for a good 15 minutes. Reading it.
Admittedly, I saw the headline. I saw some recaps of it. I haven't actually read
it's
the actual thing.
Pretty impressive, Johnny.
So, based on documents by this person who, by the way, has done lawsuits against Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and Blizzard, all have failed, is suing Twitch because he feels that they are pressuring him to watch female streamers only, that they're over sexualizing his entertainment on the platform. So, like, people like Alinity and Pokimane. Okay, here's the quote. Twitch has extremely exacerbated his condition by displaying many sexually suggested women streamers through Twitch's twisted programming netcode, making it nearly impossible for the plaintiff to use Twitch without being exposed to such sexual content. Okay. I don't know how to break this to you, kid, but most of these people don't get featured on the front page. And in actuality, you know what? I'm going to open up a new tab, and I'm just going to go to Twitch right now.
While you're doing that,
who's on the front page.
What article are you using?
The Dexterio.
Okay. The first one it gave me was Fox Business. It has that quote, the next sentence. SVO claimed he injured his genitals and destroyed his computer while using the streaming service. That's a you thing. That has nothing to do with Twitch.
Right. Yeah, no, this... Right, that's where you just go, yeah, that's a you thing, sir.
He's a sex addict who suffers from depression, OCD, panic disorder, and Crohn's. I don't know why that matters.
Yeah. So, front page, we've got this guy, Fear Itself, playing Valorant. Yeah, that's very sexually suggested. Who we got next? Someone named Gifu has the blue screen of death. Okay.
Oh, no!
Dash Radio playing music. Okay, who's this now? I don't know this dude. He's playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Yeah, this is impeding my ability to watch anything other than sexually suggested stuff. Look at this dude. Burkfly plays 7 Days to Die. I don't think I see one female streamer on here. Lethal Frag. A pillar of Twitch who came over from Justin TV. I remember this dude. He streamed every day for like 3 years straight. What's this? Myth. In Valorant. A dude. Who we got here?
I've been in a few female streams, like
Right.
I've been in Meg's stream when she's been on front page. I've been in one of the writers for Arcade Spirits, I think, got front page at one point. Another one I'm not going to mention because there's a lot of drama with
what
that
about
person,
people with the hype train? Okay. Okay, got someone on a hype train with Marbles on stream. Not very sexually suggested. She's wearing a long sleeve shirt. Someone playing Super Mario Maker 2. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you talking about, kid. And I don't think there's any validity to this guy's claim. Yeah, if there's a lack of female streamers on the front page, yeah. So this guy apparently is following 786 female streamers and no male streamers, according to complaint.
On you.
Argues that the site doesn't offer a way to filter streamers by gender. Therefore, he's forced to choose a game and or category to watch, with thumbnails showing these scantily clad women alongside men, or even only being the only streaming channels available to him. Should we go back and try a category? Other than just chatting. Other than just chatting. Okay, let's try Fortnite. I want to find someone playing Fortnite.
I was going to say Overwatch, but okay, let's go Fortnite.
But
I don't see anything that makes me go tits.
And
I mean,
don't think there's anything wrong, even with like the just chatting, as long as you're following the guidelines. Like if that's what you're doing and people are watching, but that's fine, as long as you're following the TOS.
Yeah,
we can separate out the validity because we won't even go there. Everyone knows. But like, there's no problem with that. I realize, it's a streaming service. Obviously, they offer a lot more. Because I mean, a bunch of his might even be like the body painters who are doing art. Is just art on their body. I don't know what 700 women he's following, what their content is.
I feel like that's a you problem.
Yeah,
sir.
Twitch also takes advantage of the plaintiff and many other sexually addicted viewers by allowing them to subscribe, donate, or pay bits to these women streamers. It continues. Twitch uses this immediate gratification reward system against their sexually addicted viewers, no different than how a casino would.
I would argue.
Again, this is a you problem.
Internet access for votes.
Yeah, this is definitely a you problem. It's no. I mean, hold on. No,
you can't police the entire
internet.
The entire internet because you have.
Okay, so here's the list of people that he claims should be banned from the platform for these things. Amarath. Okay, here's the ones I recognize: Amarath, Saint Peach, Pink Sparkles, Valerie 7K. Lil Chipmunk, Alinity, Pokimane, Velvet 7. A lot of these names I do recognize. A lot of them do have questionable content. Amarath probably being the most egregious of this. Someone who has been banned multiple times for stuff like this, but whatever, that's a whole other story for another thing. Here's one name I'm going to highlight here. Christy Pride. If you guys don't know who Christy Pride is, she's someone that competed, I believe, in either PlayStation's tester show and won it. I want to say it's the same one that Eagle Raptor was on, or 8-Bit Mickey. Or she was on the Ultimate Gamer, which is the sci-fi version of that. I can't remember which one.
Right.
But here's the thing with her being named in this. She doesn't stream! She's not a Twitch streamer. She might have made some YouTube content, and I think she actually works for a gaming company. Because, like, that was the thing with the tester, is that you get to work at the Dramatic Pause, world-famous Santa Monica Studios, that host had to read off every single time, and it almost became, like, blow my brains out because it's verbatim. Like, she doesn't stream on Twitch! Has there been any update to this kid? Like, apparently he's suing for $25 million. He wanted to be split between the plaintiff and other Twitch Prime Turbo subscribers, with anything left over going to various charities.
I'm not seeing anything new.
Although
I'm looking at no. Although looking at the Next Arrow article, I kind of just want to check out Loser Fruit's channel just because that name is hilarious. Like the last one on the list. Like, I dig your name. I want to learn more about Loser Fruit.
Right. Loser Fruit. Loser Fruit is the name of the guy who's filing this lawsuit. just looked in the mirror and was like, yes, I'm a sexy beast. I'm sexy. No, dude, oh God. Yeah, all of this is a you problem. You know, yeah, I love how that he was like, it's the same thing as casinos taking advantage of. Like, no, that's still a you problem. Yes, casinos are taking advantage of your money. They're taking advantage of the odds, but you are physically responsible for the money you put in. You know, so Twitch is no different. You know, yeah, I'll even take it one step further. OnlyFans is no different. You pay. You physically have to say, "Take my money."
OnlyFans is a little different in that you unless I want to set up a free account, you don't get to see anything ahead of time. I'm like Twitch, but
even still,
no one is taking that money out of your. No one's taking that card out of your wallet. No one is.
Yeah, no one plugged those numbers into your account. No, it's just.
I mean, we all know about the one who was just like, it's $5, but but every streamer is not doing that.
No.
Fucking twats. Sorry, what?
Yeah.
What? Sorry.
And
anyway, moving on.
Mr. What was this kid's name again? Estavilo. There
Mr.
are sites that you can go to get this content for free.
For free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you act quickly enough, you can right click and save them before they close down those pages. Because trust me, those things still stay on there.
Are we finding out your real last name?
Yeah, you found it. Hey man, Mixer shut down. I got to make my money somehow.
By suing Twitch.
Yes, I'm suing the platform that I just asked to become an affiliate back on. You caught me. Double dipping.
Okay. Sticking with Twitch, it's something I thought I would never see.
Oh my
there
God.
was a permaban. Now, it's not the person you're thinking of, because I didn't want to bring that story up because we still have no idea why Dr. Disrespect got permabanned.
It's kind of a non-story right now because even Dr. Disrespect is not.
Yeah,
right.
He came back and said
he doesn't know.
Yeah, he came back and said Champions Club. I don't know, and like several sponsors have like taken his images off, but then put them back on. So who's to say what's going on?
Right.
I mean, if something comes up by the next podcast, we'll talk about Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah. Well, this goes in. I have a bit of a theory on this one. And again, what I'm about to say is completely hearsay, and I'm completely shooting smoke out my butt.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually has to do with Project Brine. Supposedly, and of course everyone is denying it, because you got to love everyone. Yeah, plausible deniability and conspiracy theories. But the popular conspiracy theory was, even though it's known, Ninja and Disrespect hate each other. They don't like each other. Supposedly, those two plus Shroud were approached to launch a new streaming service. All of a sudden, Project Brine is in the fold, and so the popular theory is that Twitch found out about it somehow, or it was leaked to Twitch, so Twitch pulled them. On the because Twitch was looking at giving Disrespect a fat little contract, kind of like what Mixer gave.
He already had a contract.
Oh, he had the contract.
Yeah, he had the contract already. Like Dr. Disrespect had like those hype videos that everyone's making. It's like, hey, here's my announcement video. I'm going here. He did that like months ago.
So. But yeah, so the popular theory that I've been hearing, and again, could be everything, could be nothing, is that these guys, with the imminent fall of Mixer, because someone knew about the imminent fall of Mixer, approach these guys with, hey, we want you to launch our new streaming service. And again, it's been rumored that Twitch found out about it and pulled a TOS violation to ban them. But it's also interesting, that Disrespect also lost his Discord affiliate status.
Mm-hmm. He lost his G Fuel.
He lost. Yeah. So yeah, some. I'm with
By
you.
the way,
I want to.
I am accepting all offers from G Field to sponsor me.
Oh, hey.
Gonna say I love your booth.
Yeah, this is,
Oh, by the
Oh,
way, not to go off on a tangent, but congratulations for getting that partnership with was it Fraz?
With Ray, yeah, with Raz.
With Raz, yes.
With Ray's energy drink. So
Use the code BUSTRIDE
Yeah,
to get a
there's
percentage off your order.
I think for the next few days is 15% off on your order. So, but yeah, so yeah, that happens.
Use promo code Gamedays
to get 0% off.
You know what? Send that info to Woody.
Yeah,
let's see if we can get something, because I would love to stop the middle of this podcast and just say, hey, I'm gonna read this here. I want to remind everyone that the G1 Game Days podcast is brought to you by.
Well, that's what I was working on before we started doing this, and it was lagging my computer down because I was trying to get my my little rotating spinny thing going. But yeah, so that's the popular theory that I've been hearing about that. That's why I said we want to wait until we talked about disrespect and Brime. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of kooky backstory shit. I'm with you. I want to see what the hell happened here.
I haven't. I tried looking. I haven't seen where Ewok's going, but apparently Brime is following Ewok. So who knows?
Right. So,
not to kind of harpen back on Mixer, but I kind of wanted to, like, before we go on to the next band, like, did you see like the clips that came out from Twitch partners who had gotten that fat contract from Twitch after the Mixer thing came up, and they were kind of like, I should have taken the money.
Oh yeah.
Like Tim the Tatman said that. I think Dr. Disrespect said himself. He's just like, man, if I had taken that money, and then they closed down, I would have kept it all. He's like, now I'm locked in the Twitch. I think Twitch maybe offered them something lower,
right?
But they have to stay. I don't know. It's weird. Like I said, right now with Dr. Disrespect, it's all speculation. We all know if until something happens. Yeah,
I can't wait to see what happens on that.
All right, so that's not the gentleman that we were talking about that got permabanned on Twitch.
So someone new. Okay,
someone new.
I don't know about.
How about your president?
Yes.
Oh yes.
I didn't know Trump had a Twitch account.
Right. Like, I have learned two things today. Twitch has suspended Donald Trump for hateful content, and the Donald Trump campaign has a Twitch. Why do they have a Twitch?
Right. That was on Monday as well. That was also on Monday.
So Joe Biden just like setting up my beam.
So Twitch temporarily suspends the official account of Donald Trump for hateful content. Trump's account is generally used for online broadcasts of rallies and other events. Not Trump's NASA's career or racist Valorant player. After Twitter accounts have monitored Twitch report that his channel had been suspended, Twitch issued a statement to Kotaku saying, hateful content is not allowed on Twitch. A Twitch spokesperson said, in light of our policies, President Trump's channel has been issued a temporary suspension from Twitch for comments made on stream, and the offering content has been removed.
How fucking funny is that the Cheeto in chief gets his shit banned?
Or the Cheeto, as I accidentally spelled today.
The Cheeto in chief. The Cheeto. God, yeah, dude. It's okay. So that should tell you, for all you people who are bitching about, Twitch not enforcing the TOS, they suspended the president of the United States, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I just want you to think about that for a minute.
And I bet
they're doing better.
They're doing a lot better, especially with everything going on. I think this whole, especially within the last month, the whole outing of a lot of top tier partners, or mid tier partners, has a little fire under the TOS enforcement.
There was like a bunch that, because of the speaking out movement, that got permanently banned. One of them, I guess, had a global emote that I had no idea about.
There was one I hadn't heard about until I saw his counter actually on the Rooster Teeth website, which was Chilled Chaos, one of the Derp crew. If you watch the Hardcore Mini Golf, he's the one who, or Hardcore Minecraft, he's the one who beat Alfredo in Hardcore Mini Golf. He streams with like Tom Fox and stuff. Someone alleged that he had sexually assaulted, like he had flown someone like across country to PAX East and sexually assaulted them when they were like 12. And he's like, cool. Here are all of my bank statements from that time to show that I did not buy an extra plane ticket for someone. Here are photos of me at the hotel at the time you say I'm there. Like here are all of my receipts to prove that your story is bullshit. And by the way, I was a virgin before and after PAX East. This never happened. Like the length that he had to go to say this never happened is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, your commander in chief can't stream his rallies on Twitch, which like I think Twitch allows some stupid stuff on their platform.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. When I was part of my the indie wrestling league here, I decided to make a Justin TV account because it's like, hey, why don't we just live stream our matches and have some fan interaction? I had that channel pulled down so many times. It's like, you can't have combat sports on here. I was like, well, what about this channel streaming wrestling and this? Then that's eventually when they moved everything to Twitch, and it's like, all right, Twitch, it's just purely gaming, nothing else. Then we get the creative side. Then we get the IRL side. And turn just chatting. Then you get that girl saying, oh, thank God I don't have to pretend to like video games anymore.
Right.
And you're just
Now you can just watch pay-per-views from like Impact and AAA on Twitch.
yeah. Now they have
They will live stream their pay-per-view shows on Twitch.
yeah. Yeah. So it's a little weird.
Sorry, Impact, not TNA.
Well, that's what happens when you partner up with Amazon, who is one of the biggest entertainment companies on the planet. You can
Look
start
at
getting
this.
away with it.
Okay, Sheila's putting something in the chat right now. Look at the streaming site called Beam. They say Beam is the new Mixer. I feel like that's a joke.
Uh,
I like where you go with this.
yeah.
That's pretty funny.
If anyone doesn't get it,
I get it.
Beam was how they started, and then Microsoft bought them and made them Mixer.
Mhm. Okay. So
Also, I had to giggle when you were talking about Wooly and the Mixer. Like, they did. Did they really call it the Mixer? Really?
yes, they called it the Mixer.
It was called
It's like,
That's
hey, welcome to
terrible.
PAX East. Come join us at the Mixer.
That's exactly what it
I'll
was.
serve you drinks, and we'll try to sell you on our streaming service.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So we actually have a little bit of actual gaming news to talk about. So, Hell
don't
is
know how
frozen over, and Fortnite is officially out of early access. And apparently they have decided to not make the Save the World function, which is what initially launched, but people tend to forget that because Battle Royale was so much bigger. It's not going to go free to play. You still have to pay a fee to play that mode.
I remember, I think before the Battle Royale even happened, when Rooster Teeth did an immersion of the Save the World game mode, where it was just, they had a base and they were doing the shooting Nerf darts at zombies again.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, it's a tower defense. I'm not that interested, but
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
Before
So-
it became the biggest game in the world for a while there.
So what they're going to doing is that they're ramping down their updates. Everything's going to be a little bit more seasonal. The Save the World function will get less support, obviously. And because that was the thing that a lot of people didn't realize. The stuff that you got in the Battle Royale mode, you could transfer that over to the Save the World. So if you got a Deadpool skin, you could use your Deadpool skin in the Save the World mode for the 2 people in the world that actually played that. Or even know it exists. But here's the funny thing, and I just found this out because the biggest argument that people have always had is that this game's been out, quote unquote, for 3 years. Why is it still in beta? And we all know the reason. It's because if it's technically beta, you don't need to get approval from any of the major console manufacturers to implement any changes. You can just put them in right then and there. And it's led to the concerts, the Star Wars stuff, the Marvel stuff, everything.
Thanos.
Here's something I found out. the beta did not pertain to the Battle Royale. I assumed it was always the Battle Royale mode that was in beta. No, the Fortnite Save the World was always an early access game. That was the beta. I had to stop and stop my track. I was like, this can't be. I've seen Fortnite sold retail price at retailers. Like, I've seen a physical disc. I've seen a physical disc, right?
Yeah.
I can't find it anywhere. I'm like, did I make this up in my head? Because I could have sworn that because it was a full-fledged game, there was a physical release and then also a digital release, the Founders Pack or whatnot, so that it gives you, your bucks or whatever to... But no, like, according to this, that was the beta the whole time. It's that they just released it in early access. I'm like, am I remembering this wrong? I can't. But yeah, it's out of its beta access now. Now, do you think that the reason that they've gone out of beta access is because maybe the popularity of Fortnite is dying down and they've made pretty much all the money that they can feasibly get?
Yeah, I want to say yes. I want to say they don't get me wrong, they had a great resurgence when they did the end of the world, the black hole event.
Right. So many people streaming
a black hole.
A black hole.
Black hole. And I think
more or less a GIF for 48 hours.
Right. So I think Fortnite did a fantastic job of closing that out. And you had a great resurgence, but no, I think after that, you get the special events every once in a while, but I actually read an article about how, oddly enough, Call of Duty's Warzone is doing better now. Is doing better than Fortnite in a lot of respects. So, but I think Fortnite is just done.
At its original mode. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Epic Games is just tapping out on it and going, all right, we're done. It's just...
I find it funny, like the tagline of "Save the World is no longer going free to play." It makes you think that they were thinking it, and it's just like, well, why? And I'm saying, why not? It's a mode that most people don't know exists because you released the game, it didn't get a whole lot of traction, then you made a new Battle Royale mode for free, and people just plain forgot about what Fortnite was originally supposed to be.
Right. No, and that, oh God, yeah. I mean, the amount of money that they made off the Battle Pass systems, it is got to be ridiculous.
Mm.
I would love to see the total amount of money made to date just off Battle Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yep. Fortnite is officially a full-fledged game. Now, some people on Twitter can stop bitching about it. I'm not going to call you up, but you know who you are.
We're looking at you. You know who you are.
Last thing, and this just kind of popped up on Twitter. I thought I'd give it a quick shout-out. So, apparently it's the 23rd anniversary of the emulators ZSNES and SNES 9X.
Part and partial to SNES 9X.
So they says these weren't the first Super Nintendo emulators, but they were the first to run games near perfectly. Hence, they captured everyone's hearts and became some of the most popular emulators ever made.
I concur with this assessment.
I think I used ZSNES more, but
yeah, I like ZSNES more because it had more it was more. I don't know. I found it was a lot more feature based than SNES 9X.
It's also been forever since I've emulated
You know what?
Super Nintendo Direct on my computer, not using a mini console or something.
I used an emulator specifically to go, okay, I want to play the game. I don't need features. I don't need I didn't need any of it. I just wanted to play the damn game. So, but no, SNES 9X definitely is my favorite. So happy birthday.
I've been using SNES 9X more with the randomizer portions, because like it works in conjunction with another program for that crowd control, where people can like use the coins on Twitch to fuck with your game.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the news. That was our elongated version of the news, because man, we needed to talk a lot about Mixer.
Before we get to the next segment, though, we have been asked to hydrate.
Oh, very well. Hydrate.
I have nothing on my table to hydrate with, but I saw you hydrated there.
I will hydrate.
It was like, my water bottle's getting really funky. I need a new one. This one looks pretty big. I checked. It's like 80-something ounces. Like,
damn.
Right shit.
If I drank 2 of those a day, it would be more than a gallon.
Yeah, the best I got is I think 16 here.
This is what happens when I go to the Family Dollar and look for water bottles.
My Electrolyte one is 16. I
also don't usually fill it all the way. I usually stop about there, but still.
Right.
We're mentioning, speaking of emulators, how about the latest update to the Zelda Metroid randomizer? I read about that from a post that looks pretty interesting. So they're doing something with the Zelda Metroid cross randomizer that apparently will allow co-op play.
Huh.
So apparently, let's say if you do 2 players, one person goes off to Zelda and finds an item, it automatically unlocks for you. So, like, say if you're dicking around in Super Metroid and someone finds the high jump boots in Hyrule, you automatically get the high jump boots. I am curious to how that actually works, but I am never surprised anymore by the randomizer community. They're doing crazy, crazy things to these video games, and they're making them fresh and new, and I love every single second of it.
ROM hacks in general. I remember there was one Super Metroid run at GDQ where the entirety of Super Metroid had been turned on its side. Every room was fucking sideways.
I think I saw that there, and it was just, yeah, you better learn your wall jumps if you want to get through that.
Right?
Okay. So, for our next segment, it's time to see if Hollywood can replicate video games on the silver screen, or in this case, direct-to-video. It's time for Video Games, the Movie, the Game, the Review! Okay, so our movie this week is the latest direct-to-video animation from WB, but it's not involving the DC universe. It is involving Mortal Kombat. So it's Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. So what this is, basically, it's an animated version of the first Mortal Kombat game, or even the first Mortal Kombat movie. Taking a little liberties and changing up the formula just slightly. But it mostly has to deal with the rise of Scorpion and basically his entire backstory, which has been told in video game form, but not really displayed a whole lot. Like, there's been flashbacks, but no one has basically like done a video game version of what happened to Scorpion's family.
Yeah, you know what they did? There are like a bunch of like fan-made live action ones that are actually really, really good. I'll have to find them. But
I want to say that does Legacy, the Machinima YouTube series, do that?
Yeah, thank you. And that was very good because they tackled the story for the most part. So
the one gripe I kind of have with the movie, though, is that it doesn't focus a whole lot on Scorpion. I think he kind of gets 50-50 on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
there's definitely a B plot of literally everyone else.
Yeah, it's like you get his plot, and then it just slowly shifts to the plot of Mortal Kombat in the first movie or the first game. And Wordman's asking if Richard Epcar reprises his hold. No, it is not Richard Epcar, but the guy that they have to voice Raiden is super close to him, so it's almost a sound alike. Steve Bloom is in here as Sub-Zero, so they at least kept that from the game. I think Joel McHale from Community and The Soup does the voice of Johnny Cage in this. He does a pretty good job. He's got some good one-liners in there.
He does a good job, but Johnny Cage kind of sucks in this version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lean. I get it's supposed to be the first Mortal Kombat, but they lean so hard into the. He's from Hollywood. This is his entire character for the entire movie.
Yeah, to halfway the movie, he thinks this is all a movie. It's like, oh yeah, where's the stunt guy? Where's the craft services?
Right, there's the part where Jax loses his arms. He's just like, cheap special effects. I guess it's all fake.
And once again, in this movie, Raiden is still worst protector, because he doesn't wait to intervene until Jax's arms are ripped off, and he's like, enough. I'm like, you couldn't come in sooner.
Right.
And Wordman's asking Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey is not the voice of Sonya Blade. It's somebody else because she gets top billing in this, because I guess she's an actual celebrity.
I noticed that like top billing was literally just Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage, and then go to the credits. It's like, wait, you're not even going to mention Scorpion's voice actor in Scorpion's Revenge.
Yeah,
right.
Which I really liked. Like you go back and see how his clan gets destroyed by seemingly, like, I mean, it's spoiling the movie, but I mean, if you are a follower of Mortal Kombat, you know the story of how Quan Chi framed Sub-Zero for the death of Scorpion's clan and his wife and daughter and son, which turns him, like, he tricks him into becoming Scorpion, this and that. But I thought it was really well done. I love how they were going at, like, the MacGuffin was still the oh god, what's the stupid name for that medallion? It's a key, but it's Shinnok's medallion.
Right.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Yeah.
No, it's again, it's if you've played through the Mortal Kombat story, you know the movie. You knew what was going to happen in the movie. I mean, yeah, they changed it up. I will say this, because so for me, it was a hour and 20-minute movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, something like that,
including credits. Yeah.
Yeah, including credits, about 120 minutes. You knew what the story was going in. It's no different than going to see, if you've read the book, The Three Musketeers, and then you go see the movie, The Three Musketeers. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know what artistic take they're going to give it, but you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
there were. Sorry.
But I will say this though. Even though the base storyline we all knew what it was. There wasn't even a question of what the base storyline was. The way they got a very good visceral artwork on it that I really liked. Like, I felt like, okay, we're watching a Mortal Kombat movie.
Like, this is the movie they wanted to make back in the 90s, but they couldn't get the rating.
They couldn't get the rating for it.
Yeah,
I mean,
lower the rating.
It is the first Mortal Kombat movie, but like gore level at what you expect out of Mortal Kombat now with X-rays, especially with X-rays.
The X-rays.
I want to say
X-rays so often in that movie. It's like every fight has to have an X-ray.
I hadn't seen Legacy, so I can't really say. But I want to say, is this the first movie or animation released under the Mortal Kombat name that is rated R?
Probably.
Possibly.
Yeah, Legacy was violent, but it wasn't really gory. They did a good job. Like, Machinima did a good job with Legacy and being able to bring it to an audience without it being like they brought us Mortal Kombat that was better than what Hollywood gave us, but not quite at the level of what you would expect from a Mortal Kombat fan. You want this delivered on what you wanted from a Mortal Kombat movie. You had bones breaking, X-rays. I mean, fatality. I mean, it was just it was the artwork that went into the animation. The animation was solid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is Warner Brothers Animation. Like, since I don't even remember when they started this big run of holy shit, we can do these directed DVD and Blu-ray movies, and they'll sell, and the animation is spectacular. I can't even remember the first, like, either it was a Justice League movie or a Batman movie or something, but like they always hit it out of the park. Like,
right.
This is the same team that has done all of the DC animated movies. I mean, they just came off of, like, the latest one that came out was Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, which is like the finale to this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Son Hero's asking for Doomsday. Not really, because that was still the Bruce Timmish style of animation. So, like, it's where, like, it's if you go back to a bunch of the movies, like, I want to say maybe Justice League Frontier, the one that was based around the 40s and 50s. Maybe that's where they got their stride. Hard to say. There's so many of those goddamn movies. I think there's like a new DC animated movie like every 6 months.
Right.
I thought there were some interesting and strange artistic choices at times, because they were just like random shadows, but they didn't make sense sometimes. Like, I didn't understand why every person, like, right here on their knuckles were solid black, but it's like every single person. Like, you can kind of see it. There's points in the trailer. Yeah, right there. That's perfect. Like, why does everyone have this super severe shadow on their knuckles?
I also too about like the jaw lines and the cheekbone lines. Like, yeah, that's like
that's
very
Quan
very
Chi. What was the shape of Quan Chi's face? Just like sun super pointed.
Yeah,
cheekbone.
It's very angular artwork. It's very angular artwork.
Goro kind of has that, and like, this is WB because he's got that. He kind of looks like Darkseid or Mongrel or one of the other people from Apocalypse in the DC universe. That could be a dead rigger for Clayface. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell WB's animation.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I saw Shang Tsung, I was like, why is that Ra's al Ghul? And I've looked at the facial hair is not the same, but it was like, why is this just Ra's al Ghul?
Right.
So yeah, there is some very WB about the animation.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it is by WB.
Yeah.
How about the fact that at the beginning,
more of a joker on that one, but
how about the fact that the beginning intro is Daffy Duck just going like bouncing around?
Oh,
and then Sub-Zero just comes behind the WB logo and it's like, get over here. I'm like, right. You straight up murdered Daffy Duck, didn't you?
That was unintentionally hilarious for me because I downloaded it and I wasn't sure where to find it. And like just that part got corrupted until Daffy hit the screen and it uncorrupted it. So it's just like horrible. Like, you can barely see Daffy Duck, you can hear him, and then all of a sudden hits and its picture's fine. But no, I love that bumper. It's great.
Yeah, there's a very big anime style to the, like, when they get close to some of the hits.
That's chuckle worthy.
I love this animation style here, like that big old, like, one solid color anime.
Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be a good... I don't remember seeing a good shot in the trailer of how weird Quan Chi's head is.
I think we had it there when they were in the Netherrealm. Yeah, like that.
It doesn't. That doesn't entirely point out. It's more like head on. You can see that it's just like super jagged and then like really thin jaw from the front.
Yeah,
like
it just.
Yeah, there's Ra's al Ghul. Detective. But yeah, Mortal Kombat Legends Sub-Zero's Revenge, or Sub-Zero's Revenge, Jesus Christ.
Really good.
Yeah, the next one should be Sub-Zero's Revenge.
Yeah, like I would watch more movies in this style, honestly.
Yeah.
Bring us Mortal Kombat 2. Because that's the thing. Cliffhanger, it's leading into MK2 because Shang Tsung goes back and Shao Kahn's like, no, we're going to take Earthrealm. I don't care if I lost the tournament. Let's do this.
Rain's Revenge.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is a good. You should go get it if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat. It will not disappoint you. And it's not for kids. It's gory as fuck.
It's gory as fuck.
Hey, look at that. We found a movie.
Like,
finally, kind of just starting to balance out movies that didn't completely suck.
I told you eventually we'd get that.
This one was a good one.
Also, for some reason, I've been here for every Mortal Kombat movie so far.
Yeah.
I keep getting tapped for the Mortal Kombat movies.
Look at you, Mr. I'm staying on.
When I come in when we do the television shows, Conquest, Defenders of the Realm.
I know those are not good.
Yeah. Hey,
the counter to this.
Defenders of the Realm. Raiden's voiced by Clancy Brown, Lex Luthor,
Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs.
Or Hank from Detroit Become Human.
I saw this clip of Shelby from Girlfriend Reviews playing through Bikini Bottom. So she got to Mr. Krabs for the first time and heard him speak, and she's like, "Who the fuck is this?" And it's not Clancy Brown voicing Mr. Krabs, and it's like the poorest attempt at a Mr. Krabs voice. And it's like, oh, did she probably never played the original. I found that out because I've never played it because I think
I was too old by the time the games came out. I remember the original cartoon because I think it debuted after the Super Bowl one year.
It's still going.
I know.
It's still going.
I'm aware. I think I maybe watched like the first season and I was just like, yeah, I'm not really watching cartoons anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I was watching much TV at that point, but I think by the time pretty much any of the SpongeBob games came out, I was just like not watching SpongeBob.
All right. Well, that was it for the movie review. You actually picked a good one. I knew it was going to be good. I heard nothing but good things about it. So.
Oh, there's one more thing I had forgotten about. Things that happened in my week. It's that I won an eBay auction. It came in, and we've talked about it before. We played it on your channel, but these games, most of them were like my uncle bought them and then gave the discs to my grandfather. So I played the shit out of this as a kid. When this arrived, this is the first time I've ever actually held this box. I've never owned an actual box copy of this until shiny. 4 days ago. So this is like the white whale of my collection, basically.
Nice. All right.
I just wish it had. They have these sunglasses and pig noses for the characters that are supposed to be from Andromeda, and they had a little like cardboard glasses and nose in the thing, but finding one with that intact is like $100 more, and I'm just not spending that kind of money.
Right.
For a boxed game that I own digitally, that I'm not going to use the actual discs unless I buy a computer of that era.
That's good to have it boxed there. I've actually been contemplating getting boxed up. There was a guy selling NES Ninja Turtles complete. It was like $75, but like everything was in immaculate condition. I was like, I really want this, but I also want to play it, and I don't have an NES anymore. Like it'd be a nice piece to set down there with my Ninja Turtle figures, just kind of put it on display, but that's a little bit too much there. But let's get into some questions. Hey, if you want to ask us a question,
I have a small human. He gets into everything. You don't believe me? Talk to my amiibos.
Yep.
I stepped on Toad this morning. Toad is my favorite.
Aw.
I didn't break him. Thankfully, I didn't break him. But it was just, yeah. My wife stepped on Yoshi the other day. That wasn't fun. That was fun.
Questions. Yes, if you want to ask us a question, you can send it in to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. No, don't send it there. Don't send it there. That's the last thing I need is William Pat on my... Wait, Pat wouldn't care. He doesn't read the emails. No, you can ask them in our Discord.
Do we send it to control@roosterteeth.com?
No, we send it to caleb@achievementhunter.com. Put it here, here, and here. And then right here.
Have you seen that clip when Greg Miller says like it is the email for the control room and he just blurts it out on air?
I don't know how half that stuff gets through. Like, remember, like when Fiona was drunk and she's like, "I'm gonna call Jack." Like on the replay, they blur out her phone, but I'm like, what if you watched that live? You know Jack's phone number, and he lost his phone number again.
You're right.
To be fair, that was not his actual.
Yeah,
to be fair, that was not his actual phone number. That was a prank SIM card that they put in.
Yeah,
check them. Anyways, questions. Silent Hero asks, you've been tasked to help out with the roster for the next Marvel vs. Can't talk. I'm talking too fast. You've been tasked to help out with the roster for the next MVC game, Marvel vs. Capcom. What new Marvel character and new Capcom character would you add? They could be from an existing franchise or a new one. With Marvel, if I'm gonna bring anyone back from Marvel and put them in MVC,
the problem is I don't know those games enough, let alone
Right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't know the roster well enough.
Capcom. We'll Echo Fighter, but it's Miles Edgeworth. Just have him fight exactly like Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
Same franchise.
On the Marvel side, I would probably put in Ant-Man. I mean, you can do what Injustice 2 did with the Atom. I mean, they're essentially the same character anyway, so just, big and small attacks to kind of, mix things up. And, maybe the Wasp as an Echo Fighter as well, if we're going to be doing the Smash analogy. For Capcom, Asura from Asura's Wrath.
That's a good one.
Yeah, like the DLC when you fight Ryu, Evil Ryu, and Akuma and Uni, like, how could you not put him in the game? There are mods that change up. God, who is it in Street Fighter V that they put Asura in? I can't remember. Wordman saying Ant-Man was supposed to be in MVCI, but you know what happened? Yeah, they cut support after 3 months.
Marvel, I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't.
I got nothing on this one.
I just don't follow Marvel that closely.
Yeah, it's just
Again, these are the only comics I read. These are Image. So I got nothing on Marvel.
Right. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We were the wrong people for this question, I think.
for Canada Day, we will speak for the Canadians. Sorry.
Dave's asking, put in Mr. X. You can put him alongside. Yeah, I mean, Nemesis has been in games. Birdman saying on Capcom side, he put in Nina from Breath of Fire. Miles Morales. Yeah. I mean, there's enough differences between Miles and Peter that you could, constitute having a different Spider-Man in there. Wordman in the questions asks, what online servers do you hope never get shut down? Well,
2K19.
Yeah. Because we have ridiculous fun in that. I would probably... Well...
That's the first thing came to mind when I saw the question was, please never take down Split Second. We don't play it a lot.
Right, yeah.
But it's amazing when we do.
Yeah, I gotta go with Split Second.
The only way I would want those to go down is if they made another one with more content.
Right.
make a new, better one, and then you can. Until then, please never take those servers down.
I'm gonna steal Wordman's answer in the chat. The Third Strike Online. Any of those 360 PS3 fighters, even if you can't sell them anymore, don't shut those servers down. which, please God, like once Evo's done, Capcom comes out and says, yeah, we have that Marvel vs. Capcom arcade one-up stuff. Yeah, we're going to re-release all the old games again. Have at it. Now, for online servers, I wish would come back. Like, and I told Shiro and Debaser this, is like, we just inked out War for Cybertron before Activision shut those servers down. I don't think you can play co-op on that anymore. You can't play online on any of the old Transformer games anymore. Although at some point I'd like to contact Shiro and be like, hey, can you throw up War for Cybertron real quick? I want to see if it still works. Just in case we ever get the inkling to do another co-op campaign of that, because co-op in that game is fun. Anything co-op is fun.
A service to come back, though. Huh.
Right.
I want to say another one, Madden 25, because you could have 6 players.
Oh, okay.
So having like 3v3 or maybe 6 on one team against a really powerful AI, that could probably be fun. Like actually trying to play football for reals.
I'm just trying to think of what
Bring back Scott Pilgrim with online servers. Even though the online was technically DLC, bring back Scott Pilgrim with online.
Yeah.
Because it's a fun beat 'em up.
Did you have something else?
Nope, I got nothing.
Okay. And Jibbo Socks has 2 questions. First off, you can only eat at one fast food place forever. Which is your choice?
There was definitely a time where, even though I worked there, it would have been McDonald's. But if I get a burger from I feel like I've said this before. For a burger, I used to get quarter pounders. And then they changed the meat to fresh meat, which is fine. Like, the meat itself is really good, but it makes you realize how shitty everything else is that goes on that burger.
Right.
For some reason, like, everything being the same level of quality, you don't notice because it's just this is what it is. But when one part of it is way better, now I realize the bun is kind of stale, the cheese sucks. Like, it just elevating this one piece drags everything else down to just kind of all sucks. So probably not McDonald's. I'd probably say Five Guys. I don't know if that's technically fast casual, but Five Guys.
So it's fast food.
Imagine it's Demolition Man. What's the one restaurant that survived the fast food wars?
Like Taco Bell. Let me.
Pretty sure I watched that movie way too young.
You know what? Wendy's for me.
I would probably say Burger King.
It's just
as long as chicken fries still exists.
The reason being is I eat at a fast food joint. I'm more likely to get a chicken sandwich, and I really like Wendy's chicken sandwich. And if someone in the chat says Popeyes or Popeyes, you can go fuck yourselves. Those chicken sandwiches suck. Just saying. I've had one. They're not all that. There's no reason to line up 3 times around the building in the drive-thru to get a freaking chicken sandwich. Looking at you, Chick-fil-A. Looking at you.
Chick-fil-A for every other reason, but
those are God's waffle fries.
Yeah, no, I'm not setting myself up for a lot of variety, but Five Guys is the best burger out of any of the options. And they also have hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But or I can get a grilled cheese, which is a burger bun with cheese.
Yeah. And finally from Jabo, he says, Tic Tacs or gum? Gum.
Tic Tacs.
Between those two, gum.
Dave's asking, does Tim Hortons count as fast food? I mean,
yeah
kind of.
I would.
I don't know. I've never ordered anything
say,
other than donuts, so I wouldn't know.
I would say anything that has a drive-through that isn't a pickup only would still be fast food, because I wouldn't call Pizza Hut fast food, but some of them have drive-throughs. But you also don't order and then sit in the drive-thru for 20 minutes. It's just you call ahead and then do the drive-thru. Although I think I've heard that some Subways have drive-thrus, so
Yeah.
actually shit. You know what has a drive-thru up in my area? Anyone remember Friendly's?
Nope.
Nope. It's
I do.
yeah, it's a American, very diner-y style.
It's a very.
It was bigger in the Northeast U.S.
Yeah,
it didn't. I don't know if it spread a lot,
the
but
easiest
like
way to explain
they've
it
been
is
closing like crazy for the
Waffle
most.
House, but good.
Yeah, I would not even call it.
Waffle House, but cleaner.
There we
Um,
go. Yeah.
it,
But like they were closing
short-
all
it
over the
was-
place
it
in my
was short
area,
order cook. Yeah.
Mhm.
and then like the one closest to me, the one that was like a 5-minute walk from my work, all of a sudden is like construction is closing down. It's like, oh well, we're I think it might have been the last Friendlies in Maine, and that one's closing. Friendlies is gone. No, they added a drive-through. It's like, wait, how does this fucking sit-down diner restaurant get a drive-through? I need, I need a ruling on this.
Yeah. And that is
It'll
it
be
for
like-
questions.
It would be like Denny's getting a drive-through, basically.
Right. That is it for questions, guys. And that is it for us tonight. Before we go, we're gonna, plug our shit. I don't have to worry about the URLs that being different anymore because we're on Twitch now. Wolf, any plans on streams from you over at twitch.tv/Mr. TL Wolf?
Sorry, I got distracted by Twitter because I'm looking at. I've only got a few. It hasn't changed since the last time I looked. I do have a poll up on my Twitter because I'm going to stream tomorrow. Because of Animal Crossing, I don't think I might not start until noon. Because I'm probably going to try to facilitate turnip prices depending on what I've got and depending on interest. So we'll see. So I might not start till noon. But it's between Murder by Numbers, the Clubhouse 51 that I was talking about earlier, and 1980X, which is a. I don't know if it technically counts as like visual novel, but it's like it is a narrative game, but you go through like 5 different like old school arcade genres. So it's like there's a shooter, there's a beat 'em up, there's an RPG. As well as like I've had my eye on it for a while, and then I looked it up. It's like, well, it's releasing on the Switch like late summer. So look on the Switch East shop. It's like, no, it's available right now. It's like, okay, buy that immediately.
Today.
So, or if there's something else you'd like to see me play, I have an other. But right now, Murder by Numbers is winning, and I'll have to figure out if I just start over and do chapter 1 again, or if I just keep going from chapter 2. But it looks right now. It looks like it'll be Murder by Numbers tomorrow, probably around noonish.
Nice. And again, that will be over at twitch.tv/Mr. TL Wolf. Eric, what do you got planned for the foreseeable future here on Twitch?
Tomorrow we are doing. We're actually doing Call of Duty Warzone. Miss Mindy is going to be joining in on that.
Oh.
As well as a buddy of mine who used to live down where I live. He recently moved, so he might be getting in on that as well. But apparently, Warzone just did a massive update. So 4-player BR is now 200 players. So quads is now 200, 200 combatants. There's a new sniper rifle available, up for grabs. So we'll see what we get done with that. Then Friday we got fundraising Friday. It's going to be Forza Horizon 4 in the morning. I'm sure Mr. T.O. Wolf is going to join me for that. And into something else. I have no idea what. And then Shooting Stuff Saturday this week is going to be Titanfall 2. So that one I didn't know.
Yeah, I won't.
Nice.
I won't be streaming my perspective for Forza Friday. Just I know at the very least we need to go register the car on Friday. So
right,
I'll probably join for Forza and then sign off and then go do that and whatever other things we need to do. This is my wife will actually have a weekday off. Her work was nice enough to give them Friday off because July, Independence Day is on Saturday. So.
Yeah, they did the same thing for my wife. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, the medical industry.
So over on my side, since I finished up my gameplay, my next gameplay is going to be Horizon Zero Dawn because I've been itching to actually finally give that a shot. But I'm going to save that until Monday. So Thursday is just going to be a free day, I think, because I really don't want to start a big storyline game and then be off of it for like 4 days. So I'm just going to wait until Monday and start fresh.
What could happen to me when I decide to start a story game and then wait 2 weeks and play it again? Hello, XCOM 2.
Exactly.
I think I was having a problem with that.
Friday is the launch, though, of Iron Man VR. So I'm going to be cracking that open pretty early sometime on Friday. I haven't decided which because every second Friday now, it used to be date night with me and my wife, but we've moved the date night show over to her channel, which once again, like the millions congratulations I can give her. She made its affiliate the other day. So
Very
we're
nice.
going to continue Lego City Undercover over there, which is basically the GTA of Lego. We're having a good fun time with that. The movie references that, like, 'cause with Lego City Undercover, it's not based on one movie. It's like taking references from a bunch of different crime and prison movies. So, like, we did one entire chapter where it was like, this is clearly the Shawshank Redemption, and this guy walking in is clearly Harry Callahan, Dirty Harry. It's like the references are. There's one where we're chasing after a girl that we have under witness protection, and it's like, okay, you're ripping off the racing scene from Mission Impossible 2 up until the slow-mo where you're twisting the cars around. But I love it. So that'll be over on her channel on twitch.tv/Relic Raider Friday at 9. For a couple hours before that, though, on my channel, I'm going to do the Iron Man VR because I played the demo. That thing is fantastic. I got it pre-ordered. I can't wait to try that out. And I also got, while I was at it, I pre-ordered Squadrons, Star Wars Squadrons, because I was remembering playing the X-Wing VR mission in Battlefront. I'm like, I needed this because it's going to have VR support when that comes out in October. Thankfully, it's going to be crossplay, so we can all still play with each other. But yeah, that's what we got going on for weeks. So if you're watching this live right now on Twitch, we're actually going to do a raid, and I'm going to raid one Miss Like a K.
Good call.
Because we saw that she's live. And if you guys are watching on YouTube, what's raids? Well, come join us on Twitch.
Join us on Twitch and then pass on the love to who we decide to go to next.
Yeah. Over on twitch.tv/LikeAK. So everyone stick around for the raid if you're on Twitch. That's going to do it for the G1 Gamedays podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out and listening to us rant and pour one out for Mixer. Guys, I want to thank Eric and Wolf for joining us.
That's what they get.
There you
right
go.
Here.
I want to thank you guys for joining me on this podcast because I know this was going to be a hot topic. We want to talk about it. We'll be back in 2 weeks for the new podcast. We'll be back on Friday with Claire Bear playing Mega Man X, which is Jimbo's favorite game. So we'll see you on Friday. Stick around for the raid, and you guys have a good night.